Frank Forte here. Hopefully everybody's having a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holiday. I was just going through my short boxes the other day. Found this little puppy from 1980. I thought this was appropriate to post on Christmas Day. This is the DC Comics Superstar Holiday Special from 1980, featuring Batman, House of Mystery, Jonah Hex, Sergeant Rock, Superboy, and the Legion of Superheroes. I think this comic is known mainly because I think it's the first time Frank Miller drew Batman. This predates The Dark Knight. This is right around the time he was doing Daredevil, and I think this comic is famous for that. So anyway, we'll get right into it. Starts out with a little preview here of the Three Kings following the Star of Bethlehem, and we are going to go along and follow our DC heroes and see how they, interact or, work into the story with the Star of Bethlehem. Starts with a cool story of Jonah Hex. Michael Fleisher wrote it. Dick Ayers and Romeo Tanghal drew it. Pretty sure they were the team on Jonah Hex at the time. So you've got Jonah Hex going through this forest, and this father and son, they're hungry. He's looking to shoot this fawn, and I think Jonah Hex comes along, so they can't kill the fawn. He stops him from killing the fawn that they're going to eat for like Christmas dinner or something. So Jonah Hex leaves, and this other kid here saves a raccoon from a trap, and I remember I read this story when I was a kid. Man, this is really painful, because I remember trying to save little animals. I never saved a raccoon, but little stray cats and stuff you try to save. So he has this pet. Father comes home drunk. He's hiding the raccoon in the woodshed. Then later on, they're eating Christmas dinner, and oh my God, he realizes the kid is eating the raccoon. Lord, you mean the little raccoon, the one Jonah brought home from the forest? You mean the one where that's right, Ginny, that one. And I think actually this is Jonah Hex, right? This is a flashback. Jonah Hex is when he was a kid. His father was an alkie. So he gets pissed. You killed my raccoon and made him eat it. I mean, that's brutal, huh? Of course, get a little child abuse. The drunk father smacks him. Shut up. Hey, why don't you go out and get some food? I'm just trying to feed my family. Well, Jonah didn't like that too much. We're back here. Jonah sees the bright star. He's walking around. Gets ambushed by a couple of guys. Throw some dynamite in there. Boom! Blows them away. Nothing wrong with a little killing on Christmas. And then brings back the jerky to this family so that they don't have to kill the baby fawn. And they get their Christmas dinner. The fawn lives. Jonah Hex leaves, and then he's like, hey, I don't really believe in religion, but hey, maybe that star does mean something. Kind of interesting. And here's the famous Batman story. Wanted Santa Claus, Dead or Alive. This has been reprinted in other books, but when it came out, it was a big deal, because to see Frank Miller do Batman at the time was really cool. Denny O'Neil wrote it, amazing writer. Frank Miller and Steve Mitchell drew it. Len Wein, editor. So, there's some gangsters here. Batman comes, these gangsters, beats them up. Basically, just some great... This is right out of the Daredevil era, so it's Batman, criminals. I mean, look at some of these panels. Really good showing Batman. The way Frank Miller, does crime and noir stuff. Just great panels. Here's a cool long panel. Look at that. Right out of something out of Daredevil. And Frank Miller was living in New York at the time, so I'm pretty sure a lot of this stuff was taken from like what he's seen. Look at this top-down angle through like a skylighter looking through the garlands with the lights. I mean, this is right out of stuff you'd see in Batman or Dark Knight. So you've got this woman. In any case, what we have here is this Santa Claus is approached by some gangsters, and they're going to, tell him that he's got to disable the alarm so they can get into this store and, rob it. But just really cool scenes. I love this long cigarette. Great scenes of like Christmas with these, the manger scene and people bringing gifts and stuff. And here's where this gangster, tells Santa he better disable the alarm or, they're going to kill him. So they go in there. Santa gets shot. Batman, I think he just happens to be outside. But a really great Miller panels and stuff. Batman makes his way inside. Boom, crashes in. Starts beating up the bad guys. Look at that. Boom. I've seen that panel. Daredevil, shooting his billy club or bullseye with a weapon. We've seen that in Marvel, but it's just great. It's just a great dynamic panel. More great panels by Miller. I mean, everything he does is just pretty amazing. So Batman's in there fighting these bad guys, and I guess, again, the Star of David comes through, blinds this guy. Batman saves Santa, saves the day, and you've got star shining brightly there. And then you have a little quote here from the Bible, Luke 1:18. Amazing. I don't know if you'd see that in a DC comic today, but back then, no problem. It's interesting. Next we have House of Mystery, Bob Rozakis, I think is how you say it. Again, Romeo Tanghal, Dan Adkins on the art team. This is when House of Mystery and all these horror comics were still going strong in the late 70s, early 80s. And here you got all of them. Cain, Abel, the witches from The Witching Hour, and Secrets of the Haunted House. That guy right there, I forget what his name is, but so they're all gonna try to outdo each other with a Christmas tale. So the witches tell their story, and it's like, that's the witching hour, and Cain and Abel are like, you think that's a good story? I've got this story. They go through and tell a horror story, and that's not a good story. Oh, look at this. This is great. 1941 double page spread. This movie was a major bomb when it came out, but you saw these ads everywhere. And it was supposed to be good because it was John Belushi after he did Animal House. It was Steven Spielberg. So you think, it couldn't go wrong. Dan Aykroyd, Ned Beatty, John Belushi. I mean, super great cast. Who was it written by? Story by Robert Zemeckis and Bob Gale. And John Miller. It's like, it couldn't go wrong, but it was like a major bomb. But great illustration, though. So then the Secrets of the Haunted House guy comes in. He's got a sci-fi tale, boom, boom. And it's cool, the tale goes, I remember this as a kid, a spaceship that blows up. 2,000 years ago, boom. And it's the exploding spaceship that is actually the Star of Bethlehem. Very cool. And then the Phantom Stranger and Madame Xanadu come in at the end, and they're like, have you forgotten the meaning of this holiday? This is a season of peace and friendship. And he blows the party. We should be celebrating Christmas, not telling horror stories. And then he's gone, and they're like, huh? And they're all freaked out because did the Phantom Stranger just disappear? So that was very cool. Then next we have a Sergeant Rock and Easy Code, The Longest Night. Robert Kanigher wrote it. Dick Ayers and Romeo Tanghal, another team well known for the 80s and 70s art stuff in all of DC Comics. You got Easy Company going through Italy, I believe, shooting up Nazis. Clouds part, again, there's the Star of Bethlehem, giving them the light. They see some people that are looking for this statue. They're trying to find the statue to pray for the statue on Christmas Eve. So these guys are going to go up ahead, make sure it's okay. They're going to Santa Maria, blah, blah, blah. Go into the town, find some Nazis, blow them up. Nothing like killing Nazis on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. Something in the cellar. This Italian kid is like, hey, the miracle. He's waiting for a miracle. They're waiting for a Christmas miracle. More cool panels, shooting Nazis. But then Sergeant Rock, by accident, blows up the statue. Oops. Now everybody's pissed. But still, their candles went out. There's no shrine, but there's no miracle, but there's still the miracle of Santa Maria and the life, and the they killed the Nazis, so they're going to be safe, and the star comes out and everything's going to be good again. Pretty cool. Last story was the Legion of Superheroes, Starlight, Farthest Star I See Tonight. Jose Luis Garcia-Lopez and Dick Giordano. I mean, these guys were all over the DC Comics and basically gave them the look in the 80s, in the late 70s, early 80s. I mean, this was the look of DC Comics. Superboy flying around the Legion headquarters, and mistletoe up. Phantom Girl comes out, gives him a kiss. Phantom Girl! In the intangible flesh. I'm sorry if I surprised you. Little flirtation going on there. Phantom Girl trying to sneak in a kiss with Superboy. And cool, look at the Phantom Girl. This is 1980. She's still wearing the bell bottoms in her costume, so it's still a very like 70s influence stuff. Like, look at this. And these guys were great. I mean, great posing all around. Great anatomy. The girls' faces are pretty. The guys are strong. I mean, it's just, these guys had a great, like, this was like the house style. If you say Marvel had a house style, this was kind of like the house style at DC for sure. So these guys find some disturbance on another planet. They're going to go out and try to take care of it. So you've got Lightning Lad, Superboy, Phantom Girl, I think Stargirl, I forget this character's name. So they go to try and save these aliens, and then there's like there's a tragedy. I think they started a fire by accident, but anyway, they come in, they save these aliens, and kind of give them back their holiday, even though who knows if they celebrate Christmas or what, but they do a good deed here. But anyway, great posing, great drawings. I always love looking at this DC stuff. I never liked it as good as Marvel back then, but I really do like looking at it now just for the drawing and the compositions. I appreciate some stuff now more than I used to. And then they save the day again. Star of Bethlehem shows up. Hey, maybe that brightly shining star in the sky, that science says is impossible. Oh, come on, Superboy, you're still pushing the star business? Wildfire, that's his name. Something brought us here on Christmas Eve, didn't it? Happy holidays. And there they are on the spaceship celebrating Christmas. Very cool, fun, all Christmas issue. From DC Comics. I don't think, this is a holiday special, sure, they didn't touch on Hanukkah or any of the other holidays. I mean, I guess they could have. But still interesting, still fun. This Daily Planet extra here, this is always cool to read to see what was coming up. Roman soldiers monogram, and then Star Trek the motion picture full page ad on the back. So that was also coming out in theaters then, and people were really excited about it, and you saw these everywhere too around that time. But there you have it, DC Superstar Holiday Special, something fun to read around the holidays. Again, Frank Forte here, Frank Forte Art at Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, frankforte.com. Asylumpress.com is my website for comics, and check us out. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell to receive all notifications, otherwise YouTube won't send you all the notifications. We've got some great comic books coming up, always talking comics, art, animation, drawing, art books, and weird flea market finds. So check us out and have a great holiday, guys. Thanks.